At the end of meiosis II cell division, 4 spermatids are produced. So now all these 4 spermatids cannot move from its place. So now the spermatids are non-motile in nature. They are circular cells and non-motile in nature. So now they have to transmit in a structure in which it can move from place to place. So now so many changes takes place in this spermatid in order to convert it into a motile sperm cells. So there are so many changes takes place. For an example, the nucleus of the spermatids are condensed into the small structure. Then the Golgi apparatus is converted into 2 major parts. That major part of the Golgi body forms the acrosome of the sperm, which is present in the head region. That acrosome produces an sperm lysine called hyaluronidase, and this enzyme is very much important in digesting all the membranes of ovum when it starts entering into it. So then the remaining part of the Golgi body becomes the Golgi rest, and there is no cytoplasm in the spermatids. Most of these cytoplasms are reduced. If there is any cytoplasm, it will be only little amount of cytoplasm that will be present in the tail part of the sperm. Then it will have the mitochondria, which is spiral in structure, to produce ATP for the movement of the sperms. It gives energy for the sperms to move. So likewise, many changes are taking place in the spermatids to convert the circular structure into a structure in which it can move very faster in the female reproductive part. So all this process is, we call it as spermiogenesis. So spermiogenesis is a process, or it is a step in the spermatogenesis in which circular non-motile spermatids are converted or changed into the motile structure called spermatozoa. Right? So now that process we call it as spermiogenesis. Spermiogenesis is a step in the spermatogenesis. Spermatogenesis, we should not get confused with these 2 terms. Spermatogenesis is the old process which involves in the production of mature sperms. It is a old process. Spermiogenesis means conversion of spermatids into spermatozoa. Okay, after the many changes takes place, spermatids converted or changed into the motile cell that is called spermatozoa. So that process is spermiogenesis. Once these spermatozoas are produced, now we are going just looking into the structure of seminiferous tubule. So in the seminiferous tubule, we know in the germ cells only it is produced. So now what we have, I have drawn here, everything is the mature spermatozoa in the same color, right? But here these elongated cells are called as Sertoli cells, which give nourishment for the germ cells when they are developing. So once it is developed, but still they are embedded in the Sertoli cells. Most of these cells will be embedded in the Sertoli cells only. Okay. So now they have to release from the Sertoli cells and they have to go into the other part. So that releasing of mature spermatozoa from the Sertoli cells is called spermiation. So spermiation is a process of releasing of mature spermatozoa from the Sertoli cells, because they have to move into the lumen of seminiferous tubule. Lumen means it is a cavity. Okay. So empty cavity inside the tubule. So they have to move from here to here so that it can reach the all other parts. From seminiferous tubule to, it will reach to the tubulous part, that is rete testis. From rete testis to the vasa efferentia to the epididymis. In that epididymis, again it will store there for 18 to 24 hours, and where it attains its physiological maturity and increased motility. From there it will reach all other parts, and finally it will reach into the female reproductive part, and there it has to move towards the fallopian tube to fertilize the ova. So whereby that fertilization occurs. So up to this is the spermatogenesis process. So now what we are going to see is, in order to produce this spermatozoa, okay, so hormonal control is very much important, okay. So without the hormone, then this sperms will not be getting matured. So what are the hormones are very much important in producing mature sperms. Let us see about the hormonal regulation of spermatogenesis. Which are the hormones involved in the process of spermatogenesis? We'll see now. Hypothalamus is located in the brain and the forebrain part. Hypothalamus is the main part which controls this spermatogenesis process. Hypothalamus secretes an hormone called gonadotropin releasing hormone, which is gonadotropin releasing hormone. So gonadotropin releasing hormone. It is released from the hypothalamus and it reaches to the anterior pituitary, because pituitary gland, we all know, it is the master gland of all other endocrine glands, because it controls all other endocrine glands by its secretions. Hence it is called master gland, this pituitary gland that we all know. So now hypothalamus secretes gonadotropin releasing hormone to the pituitary. It sends signals in the form of chemicals, that is called hormones. So once the pituitary receives this gonadotropin releasing hormone factor from the hypothalamus, it starts secreting that two gonadotropin hormones, namely FSH and LH. These are the two gonadotropin releasing hormone. So first is FSH. FSH means it denotes the follicle stimulating hormone, FSH. And this follicle stimulating hormone is one of the gonadotropin hormone. Then the second hormone is luteinizing hormone. This follicle stimulating hormone, it acts on the testis and it stimulates the testicular growth, which means the cells will start grow, right? So it stimulates the testicular growth. Then it enhances the production of ABP by Sertoli cells. ABP means antigen binding protein. Sorry, it is androgen binding protein by Sertoli cells. And this androgen binding protein is secreted by the Sertoli cells. So it increases the androgen level in the seminiferous tubule. Androgen is a male sex hormone, and this androgen binding protein is also helps in the process of spermiogenesis. Just before we discussed about it, spermiogenesis is the step is involved in the spermatogenesis, in which spermatids are transformed into a mature spermatozoa after undergoing many anatomical changes. So that spermiogenesis process is also initiated by androgen binding protein, right, which is secreted by the Sertoli cells due to the stimulation of FSH hormone by the anterior pituitary. Then the next hormone name is luteinizing hormone. So luteinizing hormone is usually act on the Sertoli cells. It is an interstitial cells. It is we call interstitial cells. Interstitial cells are another name it has, it is Leydig cells. It acts on the Leydig cells or interstitial cells, and it starts secreting the testosterone hormone that we discussed in the, when we are discussing about the male reproductive system, where we discussed about this, the connective tissues of seminiferous tubules have interstitial cells are Sertoli cells, and that cells will produce the testosterone hormone. So now here what we are seeing, this luteinizing hormone, because of the releasing of this luteinizing hormone, this interstitial cells are start secreting testosterone hormone. It is also another male sex hormone, and this testosterone will initiate the spermatogenesis process, right? So up to this is a hormonal regulation of spermatogenesis. So when this spermatogenesis process takes place in man? So it is very important. So spermatogenesis process takes place at puberty, usually at the age of 11 to 13. So spermatogenesis begins at puberty and it starts producing the sperms from puberty to man's lifetime. Okay, up to man's lifetime, these testes start producing the sperms. In a normal man, 200 to 300 millions of sperms are produced every day. And one more important point here, that all process of spermatogenesis takes place in 64 days, finishes in 64 days. All process of spermatogenesis complete in 64 days. So with this, we have finished the spermatogenesis. In the next video, we will discuss about the structure of mature spermatozoa.